Okay guys, welcome back. One of our last videos we actually set this tank up using the cave system going across the whole tank. We did other videos where we put outcropping in the middle or outcropping on the sides, and I explained why those were good ideas for territorial issues, for swim space for fish. So what I'm going to do now is it's going to be very similar to this. I'm just going to use some of this volcanic rock, and let me tell you some of the attributes of this rock. It's very light, so if you go to a pet store or a landscaping place and you want to buy it, it's very light, so you can get a lot of it for a little bit of money. It also sits well in the tank as far as being light, not a super heavy rock. And then they're perfect for making outcroppings or things like that, because once you put a few rocks together, they create caves in between them. They create aesthetically pleasing mounds of rocks. So I'm going to show you how to do a couple different setups with lava rock. Okay guys, so I got my 70-gallon tank here, and I'm going to do some different landscape aquascape setups in here using the red lava rock that I talked about. So again, the advantages of the lava rock are they're low cost, they look really nice. Some of the disadvantages are they're pretty sharp. So if you have like big fish like Oscars or something, be advised that if you got an aggressive tank and fish chasing each other around, they might actually run into a rock and either scratch their eye or their scale. So keep that in mind. So what I usually like to do is I like to start with kind of the bigger rocks first. And the reason I like to do that is because you can kind of build off the bigger rocks. These are like your building blocks. So a lot of times I like to put it, start on the sides. And what I do is I kind of just twist it a little bit to make sure it's seated at the bottom. And make sure you have a thick enough gravel base so that it doesn't actually contact the glass. You want that gravel holding it up to distribute the weight. So here I have another pretty big rock. I'm going to put it on this side. There's no real wrong way to do this. It's just how you want to distribute your rocks. So sometimes if you have a rock like this, you might angle it. So you kind of create a cave over there. Same thing over here. You can just continue with that outcropping, and you can just keep putting caves up if you want. Another cool thing is stack them on top of each other. So it creates the crevices. So here I'm just kind of creating little caves or crevices. I can just kind of run that right across the tank. So if I come in a little closer here, you can see there's a lot of little caves in there for the fish to hide, big and small. They'll even kind of dig it out a little bit too, so it's pretty cool. So I'm going to show you another setup I can do with these two. Okay, so another setup I can do is a center outcropping. So basically I stack all the rocks kind of in the middle and leave the ends kind of feathered out. So what this does is it kind of creates a center territory, but there's still sides for the fish to go into. So there's still a lot of swimming room. This is a pretty common setup with cichlids. So for demonstration purposes, I'm putting this together kind of quick. If you're doing it, make sure it's stabilized. But that would be an example of center outcropping. It's actually really nice because you got a lot of swim room too for the fish. So one more thing I'm gonna do, and I really like this next setup. Okay, so in this setup, it's pretty cool. I actually went to a landscaping store and bought this huge lava rock, but I think it looks totally awesome as like a centerpiece in the tank. Even though it's just a rock, it's still kind of a cool centerpiece. And then, you know, it sits real solid at the bottom, as you can see. And then I have my other stuff set up as in the cave. But that's some of the ways you can aquascape your tank with the red lava rock. I also have a couple videos where I use my coral type rocks, and I set up almost like it is stacked up here. It's pretty awesome because there's tons of caves and stuff. But that's just some of the setups.